weird. It's too weird for me. I'm not about it.
Well, it's too late now. Can't do the yee.
Yee.
That's not what happens. When more stuff won't make you happy. It's our topic of today. This is episode number 10.
Number 10. It doesn't feel like we've done 10, bro.
No, it doesn't.
It's weird.
How many does it feel like you've done?
Half, like 5.
Like 5, 4 or 5.
About 5.
We'll put out videos pretty frequently.
Yeah, we do.
Twice a week.
Twice
Tuesday,
a week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Comes up pretty quick.
Yeah. I would know. I'm the one who puts them up there.
Yeah, no.
I edit them out and do all that shit.
I feel like it's... Oh, I don't know. Well, I like the Tuesday, Thursday.
It's pretty solid. Yeah.
We might switch later on. Maybe like a Monday, Friday, just to have more space in between.
Yeah. Nah, whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Nah, whatever. Anyway.
All right, so we're going to be talking about conscious consuming. And this was a topic that you brought up a lot.
Yeah,
and we put it on a back burner for quite a while. But I guess like recently, it really kind of just... It piqued our interest a lot because I guess we've been
it's kind
staying
of a controversial topic.
It is a controversial topic, but I also
like,
feel like lots of people have been home for a while, and more and more people are trying to figure out ways to make themselves happy.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where consuming product, buying things.
Your mic.
My mic. It's a brand new mic, but I needed this.
Yeah, but
we'll talk about it.
See, but like
we'll talk about
consumerism
between both a good and bad side of consumerism, but it is a new mic, but we'll get into the nitty gritty of why I bought the mic.
The nitty gritty.
And this whole idea about things and buying things to make yourself happy. So,
for sure.
I guess when I think back on things that I bought, I mean, obviously there's been points in my life where I feel like I've bought stuff and I really don't feel like I fucking need it. After like a few, even like by a few hours or a few days, I feel like, holy shit, why did I buy this? Or, I guess the idea of like, why do we consume unconsciously? We're talking about conscious consuming, but why do people consume so much or buy so much stuff, all the time?
Because they're filling emotional gaps. I would say that's about a good chunk of it.
A good chunk of it, sure.
Good, so like they're gonna go do something that's gonna make them feel good. Same reason why people like when they're hurt they go drink.
Right.
So they don't feel.
Right.
It kind of all coincides. I'd say. I mean, that's what I would think. It kind of all.
But you've been known for buying some stupid shit a lot.
Yeah, but
what would you say is the most common reason you bought those things, or why? Because you were in a phase of your life where you kind of started buying a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Because I thought, so when I
so going back on why you started buying stuff to begin
when I
with
went
back then.
on crazy, because I was buying a lot of things because it wasn't like cheap shit either. It was dumb shit. It was like expensive, like
right.
It was like because I thought it was gonna make.
What are some examples?
Lululemon, Vineyard Vines,
okay.
The nicest shoes, Sperry's.
Okay.
Just I was nice. Trying to outfit myself, right?
Right.
Probably didn't need all that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look like I had like a lot of money, like I was cool.
Okay, so you wanted to look like you had a lot of money,
right? Like I was cool, and I had gone through a pretty traumatic experience before that, so it was like I was feeling
like an
emotion, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and it was like when you look back, you're just like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense.
Okay.
That was the big thing. So I mean, and I know how it kind of contradicts because I know I make decisions not like split second. I still do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to purchases, I'm a little different. Yeah.
So, besides those things, like, what have you been doing that has kind of like fixed that mindset for you, or like what are some of the daily things that you try to do to like stop yourself from doing that? I've been really trying to practice minimalism. Okay. What's minimalism?
So minimalism is that's a big one. So it's kind of like a
there's some different definitions.
Well, no, right? I think that the people like they associate minimalism with having like, of course it's the pursuit of less. It's finding happiness in less things. And like I think the people think minimalism is like not having things, like not having a couch or like you're eating off like sitting on the floor. Like no, like that's not what minimalism is.
Yeah.
Minimalism is having like it's why it's like it's really paired up with essentialism. It's like everything that I have, and I can say that even now, for the most part, I have some stuff that I'm still trying to get rid of. Mm-hmm. Like everything that I have in my apartment right now serves a purpose.
Okay.
Every single thing. Like, I mean, I have like one couch, I have one in my room, I have 2 dresser drawers, each drawer, like even I think that's too much because I don't even fill those up.
Right.
I have a bed, I have like 2 bowls, like a couple plates if I have people over. Like everything serves a purpose. Right. I don't have excess.
Okay.
So I think that's what I've been really practicing, which has helped me like cut back. It's like, okay, if I want to buy these shoes, well, no, I don't have to buy the shoes. I have 2 other pairs at home. Like, do I need to buy the shirt? No, I have like 5 or 6 at home and doing the job just fine.
Right.
Stuff like that. That's really scaled me.
So
back.
do you recommend people to do like minimalist stuff? Do you think people should live a minimalist life? Like, do you think that was something you would recommend?
I think that's the most annoying thing is you're telling people like, oh, you should do this. Like, no, I mean, you should take.
I'm saying like a recommendation though.
Yeah, I would try it to see but then like not a lot of people are like that. Like people that want to have like people that take pride in how they look every day.
Yeah.
So it's like people that like want to wear different outfits or like into fashion or like doing all that kind of stuff. Like I wouldn't recommend it to you because I mean you like to have excess, you like to change shit up. Like for me, I wear the same like 10 outfits.
But I do. But on the flip side, I feel like if maybe you're someone that's like kind of drowning in debt or like need to pay off or you would to save some money, then
you'd be surprised on what little you really need.
Right. Like that would be a good option for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Switch over.
I would try it. Like why wouldn't you? Like if you're and that's kind of the thing it used to bother me that I'd wear like the same outfits like over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
I used to give you shit.
Yeah, you used to give me that, but
now I'm
essentially
it's like
it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna wear the same 10 outfits recycled. Like
even if you do end up buying other pieces of clothing, you got your favorite pieces of clothing.
You got your favorites. So like why not just use your favorite till your favorite runs out, and then go get more of your favorite.
Right.
Like, find a new favorite, but like that was kind of the thing. I was like, why am I gonna go buy? Like I haven't bought a shirt in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think the last like clothing I bought was a jacket because they stole my North Face like forever ago.
Out of your car.
So I bought 2 jackets to like compensate for the missing one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't bought any like workout gear. Nothing. I mean, I did buy shoes now because I'm running extensive amounts, so I bought shoes.
Okay, well that makes a good segue because I feel like there's a difference between consuming for a certain purpose as opposed to consuming things that don't really serve a purpose. So,
absolutely.
I think people should get in the habit of buying things that will kind of lead them to be like doing things that are important or support like a specific goal. So for instance, like obviously we're 2 fitness influencers here, trainers. For me, I feel like whenever I go and buy like a supplementation or a pre-workout or a protein or for your shoes, things of that nature, like you're going to want to go out and use those things, right? You're going to want to utilize that gear or that food or supplementation. Yeah. And it kind of builds like an excitement for you kind of, right? You're excited to try a new thing. You're excited to try new shoes, how they feel, whatever. But it's getting you outside and going and doing, physical exercise.
Yeah, you're benefiting yourself. Even then, like people, like that stuff's expensive.
It is expensive.
Supplementation is super expensive, but like I didn't look at so like that's something that I think that your body would need. Maybe not necessarily pre-workout,
right?
But like
it's the idea of like supplementing your body.
Yeah, that's benefiting you. So that's not really.
It's not like consuming just to buy and that's it. You don't ever use it ever again. This is something that you're going to utilize. I see it as an investment in yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily consider it like a negative purchase.
No.
So
nothing bad's going to come out of that. You didn't go buy pre-workout unless I guess you could really flip it, but you're buying that to.
But the general premise is that you're utilizing it for good. You're going to go train. You're going to exercise. You're using supplementation for your nutrition. Like those are things that are benefiting you, and you're investing in yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's where people need to try to draw the line and be like, hey, hey, these things might cost a little bit of money here and there, but think about how often you're going to use these things. So for instance, I bought the mic. I bought a bag for my camera. I bought a camera and some other lenses. Those are things I'm going to be using daily. And those, for me, I see those as an investment in myself. It's not just conscious consuming and buying it and like feeling that dopamine release and impulse buying stuff. Do I feel a sense of retail therapy like whenever I go out? Sure, I feel like excited to try these things. And then it releases kind of an excitement. I can't wait to get it, but you have to understand like these are things I'm using every single day.
Yeah.
And it's going to benefit me. It's going to benefit myself as in terms of the goals I'm trying to reach and the professionalism I'm trying to reach myself. So I think in that respect, you kind of have to draw the line and determine like, hey, what do you think about what you're buying. Think about, is this something I'm going to be using all the time? Is it just a T-shirt I want to impress friends with? A car I want to try to impress friends with. Like what you can extend it all the way from small to big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I like to use this example a lot, but we got blender bottles and hydro flasks here.
Yeah.
Think about what you're buying. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use a water bottle, if you're going to use a regular water bottle, you don't have to go out and buy like expensive stuff. These were given to me as gifts. Like a blender bottle was given to me as a gift. Yeah. You got that as a gift. Like, the idea of wanting to go out and buy a hydro flask because everyone has it and it's expensive.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't resonate.
Yeah, I wouldn't like on my own account. Like, and I'm not degrading.
How much do those run?
But it says on the bottom, bro.
It's got about like what, $30?
$59.99.
$59.99.
$54.95. Sorry.
That's a $55 water bottle.
Yeah. That's
a lot of money.
It is. Now, I'm not, for the person who got it for me, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
I on my own account would never do that.
It's hard to justify spending money on something like that.
No.
And so that's where I'm saying, like, you got to think about things like this, like a T-shirt and clothes. Like, I fucking love H&M. H&M has cheap ass shit and it lasts me a long time. I go to outlets, go to the Nike outlets and buy like, it's still new gear and it's still Nike, but I'm going to the outlets to like try to save some money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've lasted a long time. I've had these shirts for 4 or 5 years, on average. So you got to think about like, hey, what is it that you're buying? You know what I mean? So if it's something that's going to benefit you, you're investing in it, it's going to supplement you, it's going to get you closer to your goals and professionalism, that sort of thing. Like that's awesome. I think that's something that is something that you should work towards, especially someone who's trying to save money. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important. On the flip side, I do think it's tough for people to get out of impulse buying. Like, what are some of the things like that you kind of did that try to like you weaseled your way off of impulse buying? Like, was there a certain thing that you did or like a certain?
I mean, I realized I think I started living on my own. Was a big one.
Yeah.
It was like you realize, and I think like when I was doing all this, I was still like really relying on my mom, and I didn't really have a whole lot of responsibility. And then like when I started living on my own, you start to see the value of money and like what it really costs.
Me moving, like I said this before, I think me moving out made me understand finances and everything so much more.
I think I was still skewed when I moved out, but it was like a gradual process.
Right.
Of like seeing
right. It's not gonna happen overnight.
Like, I can pocket this money rather than go spend $60 on a pair of shorts.
Gotcha.
It was just kind of like a gradual thing. It was like, maybe I don't need that. I have this, and it was just kind of this whole thing. And really, lack of money, not having a whole lot, will teach you like, damn, I could do without this. Yeah. Because this is working just fine.
You have to learn budgeting.
Yeah, you have to learn.
Budgeting is gonna. Yeah. It teaches you
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being on your own. That's why I being on your own and seeing the value of money and how much things really cost is huge.
Yeah. I think that's a big one for me as well. Like once I moved out and realized how much things cost, and started buying things around, even all the way down to like groceries and those sort of things. Like
groceries are dumb expensive. And the one thing that I did learn the benefit now that I'm changing my whole diet, I have to cook basically everything I eat. Right. I've saved money. Right. Eating in, because I used to eat out, dude. I used to eat out every single fucking meal. Dude.
I'm a big advocate for eating at home.
Eating in, dude.
Eating at home.
And I've kind of grown to like it more. I've grown to like it a lot more.
And I think it's complete bullshit when people say that it's more expensive to eat healthier than unhealthier.
BS.
I think it's complete bullshit because I have saved so much more money going to the grocery store and buying healthy meals or healthy food to cook at home, as opposed to going out and eating shitty ass food.
Well, see, there's a dynamic there. Not really. I mean, it can be cheaper if you're looking at like really like low class people that are struggling, it's gonna be cheaper for them to eat off the dollar menu. So
I mean, sure, I get that.
But if you're talking about like a middle class, if people are just trying to save money, eating
rice and beans and a pack of chicken,
and it'll last you all week.
And it'll last you 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that way. Yeah. Like, that.
And if you divvy it up to however much food you're about to eat, I eat a lot more food now as opposed to before. But I mean, for the general human being, eating around 2,000 calories a day.
No, dude, you should see I bought that meat. It's lasting forever.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm eating like really like medium sized, the smaller sized portions, and it's lasting a long time. You just freeze it. And eating in saves you more money. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that also comes back into the consuming, like consuming, food,
for the gram,
like going out to eat
for the gram.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go eat because I'm gonna.
And then
snap
it was like I was telling you earlier, like
FOMO, dude.
yeah, and I was telling you last time on our other show, where they kind of like market towards
younger people
that don't have money and they want to fit in with trying out these different meals, brisket margaritas and standing in line at Chili's and stuff.
God damn it. I've never understood some of the weird shit that people come up with.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, and people love it. People want to get that thing and post on the gram.
It blows my mind.
So
it's cool, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true. People want to fit in. And
it's new. This is never. No one's had this before. Brisket margarita. No one's ever tried it. I have to be the first to have it. And make you feel like you're missing it.
Yeah, it's just.
Even if it sucks ass, I'm going to say it's great because I have it and you don't.
Right. So, why is it that buying stuff will never really make you happy?
So I was watching this. I think I was watching this video about this guy minimalist. It's that same guy, Matt Diavella. I watch all his shit.
Is it that guy that we were watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he says that, and it's human nature to always. So it's like the same reason. And he used it as an Instagram thing. He used an example. So it's like an Instagram when you started your profile, and you post a picture, you get like 10 likes, right? And then you get maybe like 20 likes. And then let's fast forward a couple months, and now you're getting like the 50s and 60s, and then maybe a post gets like 40, and you're like,
yeah,
what happened? Because your brain, you at one point you were happy with 12.
Yeah.
Now you're mad because you didn't get 75, and it's like the human brain. Even it goes with cell phones. Your phone's just fine, but Apple releases a new one, and you want the new one, right? And it's like the human brain is just always going to be accustomed to more and more and more. Right. Just what's next, what's moving next. So the idea that you going and buying this and that and the other, you're really putting yourself in a hole because you'll buy that pair of shoes. You'll be happy. If you didn't really like need that pair of shoes, you'll buy that pair of shoes. It'll make you happy for X.
Right.
And then you're like, what's next?
Yeah.
So the idea that you're going to keep buying and doing all this shit, wanting more, it's never going to.
And you're talking in particular, like obviously you buy shoes for running, but shoes just to wear out because everybody else has them. Like the Filas, man. Filas are big. The Vapor Maxes, Yeezys, those sorts of things.
It's like you buy one pair and it's like, all right, these are cool for a little bit, but then a week later he has this new drop and it's like, I need to go buy these now. It's like, because I'm old, I'm past. It's like, no, dude, like you're okay.
Yeah,
it's all right.
And so like I think like when you end up buying stuff like that too, like. Part of the reason why people...
I'm gonna be honest. Some of that shit is so hideous. There's no way you actually like it. I cannot wrap my head around.
I mean, if you even go like on Gucci's website and scroll on their shit,
fucking horrendous.
It's horrible. Like it doesn't appeal to the human eye. No, like I can't even sit here and be like, and justify a reason why this is like an attractive piece of clothing to wear.
Maybe people like it. I just look at it, and even if I had all the money in the world, I just would not buy that. It just looks stupid. But it's because it has the Gucci thing on there. There it is. Oh, I have to have it. It's Gucci. It's like, but like
that, or really it's just like
it's like so there's these shoes that are coming out, right? And this is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen, right? They're called Golden Goose.
Golden what?
Goose.
Goose.
They're like $700 shoes or more. And I don't know what the style is, bro, but they look like they've been used.
Oh yeah, I saw those. I've seen those. Yeah, it has like legit dirt on them,
dude,
right?
Like they look like they've been like ran around with.
It looks like they've been running around with and like rubbed in like dirt.
Yeah, and dirt
off the side, like the concrete.
Yeah, and they're like $700.
I saw a pair, I think on Gucci's website for like $1,200.
They're like that too. Too. It's like this fashion thing. Why the hell am I gonna pay you $1,000 for a shoe that looks like it's been half worn? It doesn't make any sense. I really feel like sometimes they're like, we're just going to do this really stupid thing to see if people are actually going to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, will you pay this much because our logo's on it for a half-used shoe? Mm-hmm. I can't.
They sell out, man. People buy them.
I know they sell out. It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's just shit like that, bro. I'm just like, how the hell are you that, like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Blows my mind.
You have to also realize, like, these things fade. So, another reason why it kind of, like, puts you, like the happiness is only temporary is that like after you use them they fade, so like they begin to perish.
It's temporary.
They spoil or fade, like that's it. And that's it, that they're done, you know what I mean? So I think that's partly some of the reason why, like, but I mean even with that, like even people are buying like faded and messed up shoes. It's just like
I don't get it. I really don't understand.
Yeah,
I can't.
And it happens all the time. So,
I mean, maybe it's a fashion thing. Maybe we're just out of the loop, bro. No. I don't know.
Actually, funny story. I was in a airplane. I was on my way to Colorado, and this girl was sitting next to me, and it was a gentleman, a girl, and then me. Mm-hmm. And the girl next to me started like sparking conversation with me. She was like, "Oh, so where are you flying to Denver? Blah blah blah, whatever." And we saw the gentleman next to us stand up to get his bags after we landed, and she leans over and she's like, "Did you see his shoes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. They were really ugly." She was telling me like they were really ugly, and I was like, "Yeah, I know. Like but like I was like, what about it?"
Whatever, yeah.
And she was like, "They're fucking $1,300 Prada shoes." Prada. I looked them up.
Real?
Yeah, legit. They were real. They were legit. They were big white shoes with a thick, like this thick, like yellow, bright yellow bottom on them, and it said Prada on it. That's all it said, Prada, and they were hideous. She's like, "Those are probably the worst shoes I've ever seen. They were $1,300 or however much money." I looked him up because I saw him walking around.
Blows my mind, man.
He was wearing like jeans, a button down, and then like those giant ass Prada white boots with the yellow bottoms on them. And I was like, "What the hell?"
Dude, I can't. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand.
People just love.
You know, it gets to a point. I understand. Like, I mean, if you have a lot of money, you obviously don't know what to do with it.
I get that part, but like, obviously, this conversation is to talk about people that are
right, and there's people that
kind of the same position as us. You know what I mean? But people in the same position as us end up seeing $1,000 in their bank and buying $400 fucking wallets or shoes or whatever the hell you want, because they think they just see that amount in there and then boom, they're gonna buy it. It's just like, dude, like you got to think about these things as budgeting, an investment in yourself. Like, you got to understand to start not giving a shit about what people think about you. That's all it comes down to. Because that's another reason why people think they're gonna buy one thing and it's gonna live up to a certain expectation of what people think about you, and then they realize, holy shit, they don't even fucking care about it, and then get all pissed off.
That's the thing, man. Is like they see these people that have nice shit, and you're like, I want to be accepted by this group or whoever. Right. So you're going to go out and buy this shit that you think is probably ugly. And to be honest, you just want to impress those people. You probably don't even like those people. Right. So you're going to buy that. You're going to put yourself in a hole, buy this dumbass shit where they don't give two shits. No. You think they give a fuck, but they don't care what you're wearing. Mm-hmm. So then you went and spent this money on shit that you don't even like. Right.
And then on top of it, a year later, a brand new version of that thing will come out.
Exactly. What are you doing? Yeah. That does come down to more or less, caring about what someone else thinks. Like, that's why I stopped giving a shit, and I'll wear the same fucking shirts every single day.
I also think that people don't realize the negative effects in the sense that, like, you have to upkeep these items. So if you buy, like, a nice car, if you buy nice shoes, clothes, whatever, the process of you not losing that item or having to take care of it or all those sorts of things or damaging it, that puts stress on your life, and you have to continue to worry about things that don't fucking matter.
That's the same thing with people that have like the stigma that you need to have your life figured out. You need to buy a house, and people can't afford houses, so they go out and buy really nice houses and really nice cars. The first thing they say about for is to make it look like I'm living this great life, but like in reality, you got a stupid amount of stress on yourself because you really can't afford the house. It's too big. You couldn't afford it in the first place.
If the house is older, you need to do maintenance on the house. You got to do all sorts of stuff.
But you wanted everyone to think you're living this lavish lifestyle. So you bought the house and you bought the car. Then you had kids, and then you look back and you're like fucking having almost a heart attack every day because you barely making payments. Right. Because you bought this massive. You're living paycheck to paycheck. And you bought this stupid car.
Have you heard the statistic of people that have like $100,000, like that make over $100,000 a year, like? I think like a good 60 or 70% of them live paycheck to paycheck because they utilize so much of their money to buy things that make them seem like they're successful. Like they'll buy the bigger houses, they'll buy the bigger cars, and they'll legitimately live paycheck to paycheck.
I think it's
a big percentage. I need to look it up.
That, man, was like people that have never seen like money before. Yeah, they've never had like money, and I think like I've had people that are like I have speculations of like people in my family that have done that. Like they've never had an amount of money. Yeah. So like. They get this amount of money and they just don't know what to do with it, so they just spend it stupidly.
They just think they have this amount, and then they're like, "Holy shit, I can buy this, this, and this." Calm down. Yeah, I also think it's just like a part of not being educated. True. So like if you're not going to be like of course like we were talking about last time, like you're not educated about how to utilize your financials in school. No, you don't think about any of these things. You hear from your parents, you see what your friends got,
Yeah.
You see the Hydro Flask that your friend has in class, and you're like, holy shit, I want the same thing.
Yeah.
And then Hydro Flask fucking blows up. Fucking White Claw.
I'll be 100% honest. I had no idea what this was.
I know. I didn't even know. Like,
I didn't know what I didn't know this was a thing.
I just saw the brand just spark up out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden I saw it at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Is that where you saw it?
I saw it at Dick's.
I have never seen these.
There's a bigger one. It was over $100. A big one.
I thought I would have been fine with just another blender bottle for $6, bro.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to be blender bottle. This was a gift.
My
blender bottles are like
rocks,
$6 more than the regular water bottle.
Yeah, I have those $3 ones that I use. Yeah. I don't give a shit. But like this, I was just like, I don't even know where this came from.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know.
You also and another thing that we really didn't talk about is the fact that. Yeah, it costs money to buy these things, but think about what else you're utilizing to buy these things. Like, you're putting in time with your work. You're putting in time with the effort you put in with your side hustle or job or whatever. I mean, for people that work a side hustle, it's not only your money but your time, because you're basically trading your time for things like that.
Yeah,
and lots of time, because if these things are so expensive, you're basically putting forth hours of your life to work for the money that you're paying for these expensive things.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So it's not just the money. Like, yeah, money comes and goes, but you're putting forth hours of your life towards things you don't fucking need.
Don't really want.
And you're where how does that even make sense?
It doesn't, man. Like, it just like but that's how society is, bro. That's how we work. Mm-hmm. That's like what we've grown to be. It's like the people that are like, I'm happy because I get to go out and club every weekend and I do all this stuff, but like,
and people low-key feud over trying to be like doing more than the other person.
No shit, it's always a competition.
It's always a competition.
It may not seem that way, but it is. Oh, they 100%. May not straight up tell you like, oh, I and it's always, and I know it's not always people like that. Not everyone is like that.
But people do that.
You've seen people, you've met people like
that.
Yeah,
people do that.
Like, it's like going like for like when you were in college and like you go for Christmas break and come back. It's always like there's always those guys that are like, oh, I went here, I did this, and it's like, yeah, we get it. Like, give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like, there's always people that are like that. It's always, I have to do more than you, be better than you, and it almost drives you to want to do that. But like, I've never really been that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had like a small stint of that, and I went stupid with it. But like, other than that, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you learn, and that's why like I used to have a lot of shit, and I used to have a whole lot of things, and like I really embraced the idea of like minimalism, bro. People, and it's so skewed, and I guarantee that people are gonna look at like me and like probably go look at my Instagram or something. But this dude's not fucking minimalist. Like, no, but like, you're skewed on what it is, on the idea of it.
Yeah.
Like essentialism. Like, do you have like everything that you really need to, like, if you're listening, like, take a look at the shit that you have in your house or your room if you live at home or your apartment.
Right.
And like, look at shit that you have not touched in a year.
That's why people's closets are overflowing with shit and still buying new clothes. We're still buying new things because they're never satisfied.
No, man, it never ends. And that's why I started going through my shit, and I started selling the shoes I haven't worn, clothes I haven't worn. Like,
and this is something I told you I wanted to do too. Like, just go around your living space or your rooms and declutter your stuff. Donate what you have that you never ever use. Old clothes.
I apply that, bro, even to like my digital life, like my phone.
Yeah,
I do that. I don't.
So like, clear out apps you don't use.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever. I did that. Yeah, I clear out number one, and this.
I didn't do that. This kind of. I saw shit on college.
This is kind of fucked up. I don't. If I have your like, and this is just how I am. Like, I wouldn't. I even go through my contacts. I haven't talked to you in over a year. Like, I kind of let you go. I just like let you go. I keep my shit tight. Like, if I don't talk to you, I don't talk to you. Like, we're not. I don't need your number.
Right.
So I keep that shit tight.
It's not like you're like not that.
No, and it's not like
them. It's just
it's just like we're not gonna talk again.
Yeah.
Like, it's over. And like, even with like my apps, like if I don't touch an app, even like I deleted ESPN today because I've had the ESPN app for forever, and I don't even look at it. But it's like, I love sports so much, I need to keep it. Like, no, get this shit out of here.
I do think like there's a certain level of like you don't always want to burn your bridges. Obviously, you're not burning your bridges.
I'm not burning my bridges. I guess that's just me, man. I'm just different.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying like, just in case someone has like, I don't even know, just for whatever reason, who knows, like. I guess like, but I get where you're coming from. But you're just decluttering. You're decluttering. You're, you know, there's not. an overload of stuff that
it's
you
kind of like people
don't
that have like all these
need.
contacts and make it look like they have like the same people with like followers. I have all these followers because I know all these people. Like, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I do that on social media too, man. Like I only follow you like if I've met you and a few people that I've like admire, like
also I mean, obviously, like running a business, like like that's different. But
you're
for
different,
people,
yeah. I mean,
for people that are like
yeah. For me personally, like if I haven't like met you or I wouldn't say hi to you on the street, I'm not gonna follow you. I have no need to. It's all the same thing, man. Essentialism is like huge. Yeah. And it doesn't
have to be like a
and it's not for everybody.
Massive level
it's
of like
not for
it's just
everybody.
It's only a matter of like keeping it like essential or minimalist to you. Like if there's things that you just haven't used a lot, like.
But
like,
then that takes self-realization as well, because like if you like things, like maybe that's not for you. Like think about it.
Right.
Like some people. So I was watching these other videos. Like people are like, I want to be minimal. I want to like get to that point, that level. Mm-hmm. But like I love this and I love that. It's like then you don't have to do it. Like it's okay. Like if you're happy where you're at, then like don't change anything.
Right.
But like it's like my brother gives me shit all the time because he's like, you're not a minimalist. You have all these movies. Like those are like I enjoy every single movie on that rack.
And I was about to say that, like, so for people that have like hobbies and that's
a different thing.
That's completely different.
Yeah, you like books and reading books, and you like to collect books or like give them out to your friends. Like that's a whole nother thing. Those books bring you value. Right. To you and your friendships and your family. If it's something that's legit, keep that. That's a collection. That's a hobby. That's you. Right. Like my movie. I have 100 movies or more. Like, but those are like.
And not to mention the fact that like you learn things from reading books, like you expand your knowledge from books. Like it's like sure people might have like a shopping clothing hobby, but like for people that don't typically have that as a hobby, it like obviously that's not providing you with any sort of like knowledge or like teachings or anything, unless you're obviously going into like fashion and that sort of thing. Like if that's that is truly your hobby, then
the crazy one is like shoe collections.
Oh man, so many people have shoe collections, dude.
And that's a tough one.
It is a tough one
because some people genuinely like shoes.
I do think that shoes can be a good investment, but only like a small majority of them. Obviously, like if you get like were the ones that you had.
Oh, the Jordans.
The Jordans, like those like that, like collectors, and then you
so like
sell them later on and make money.
Mine has a shoe collection.
Same with watches.
Watches, okay, but watches is like that's like a delicacy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, those are like, if you have and that's like having a watch collection, you can like collect G-Shocks, but there's people out there that collect like Rolexes and they just go to watch shows and they trade. That's a hobby. Yeah. That's an investment because like those watches hold value. Right. Shoes either can or they can't. I think that, and like there's people that are specialties on that, man. Yeah. Like I don't know anything about that stuff. Like I don't give two shits about Jordans and like all that stuff. Yeah. So like there's you can pick and choose. Like it kind of comes and goes. It's
I mean obviously don't overthink it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean go out and spend like all your money on shoes and start trading shoes unless you want to get into trading shoes. But like the bottom line is that like if there's something you don't need, you spend money on it and you want to like get some money back, put some money in your pocket and declutter, like that's a great thing to do. Like declutter your closets, declutter stuff you don't need, like electronics you don't use anymore, shoes you never use anymore. And just declutter and put some money in your pocket or donate it, either one, because I'm sure other people can use your clothes.
I've wanted to donate, especially like at times right now.
Remember that one time I donated all those clothes to your brother?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was for high school, bro.
It
was like thousands of dollars of Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister clothes.
I remember that was a cool thing to have, man. Abercrombie and Fitch was like it, dude. I was like
$80 polos, bro.
Were they really that much? See,
they were not that much. They were like cheaper. They were like 60. 60 to 80.
I don't remember how much
they were very expensive. I had a whole bunch of them just because I wanted to look like I had money. I had nice clothes.
And the wild thing is, this is how
obviously my parents bought
some really stupid. I mean, my parents bought all of them for me when I was younger.
I was
in
high school.
The crazy thing was, I used to think that like, and now I'm like completely opposite. Like I had no idea. I used to think that Polo was lame.
What do you mean?
Like Polo, the Ralph Lauren Polo. I used to, when I was younger, like when I was in like middle school, I'd see everybody with like American Eagle and like Abercrombie and Fitch. This is just kind of like off topic. And I used to think, because my parents used to buy me a lot of Polo shit. Yeah. And I'd be like, that's fucking lame. Polo's lame. Not knowing really how much Polo outweighs these like shitty, like they're not shitty brands. They're just not even close to Polo. Right. And I used to be like, I don't want to wear Polo. It's trash. It's garbage. Like, no, dude, that shit's fucking like, it's expensive. It's expensive. Yeah. And I'd be like, I'm not wearing it if it's not like Abercrombie. Or like American Eagle. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Kidding me, man? It's just shit like that, bro. You're just like, I look back. I was young, man. I was a little kid. I was,
yeah.
But it's just like, because that's what everybody else is wearing. It's like, it's cool. Like, but like now I haven't even stepped foot in an Abercrombie and God knows how long.
No. Well, I mean, it's just out of style now, but
yeah.
I mean, I had so many clothes I had to get rid of them, man.
Yeah.
So I declutter sometimes, but
Really,
there's still
man,
more clothes I still need to declutter.
That comes through with like just like self-realization, just not giving a shit, man.
Yeah.
Because like you walk around thinking like, oh my God, it looks like a mess today.
How much money? I also think like if you like go through like and scroll through your spending habits like on an app or like whatever banking service you use, like
I use Albert. That one works pretty good.
Yeah, I mean any of those Mint.com has a good financing
that
budgeting
one's too complicated, but I don't like that one.
But I mean any of those, or even just like within like
just doing it yourself.
Your bank, yeah, you can literally just scroll in and like add up how much you've spent on stuff that you don't touch anymore, or clothes that you don't wear
subscriptions
anymore.
Bro, that's a big one.
Or subscriptions,
dude, that's a huge one. Because I had to go through those because I was getting charged when I was trying to make music. I've been paying for this sound bank. It's called Sound. It's legit. It's called sounds.com, and I used to get like samples from there when I would like make beats.
Oh yeah.
And I have been paying for it since fucking last year, dude. $10 a month, and I just didn't even like realize.
You gotta look at that stuff, man.
Dude, yeah. I finally caught it because it came through this month, and I was like, fuck, I've been paying for this. I don't even have any of that equipment anymore.
Yeah, you gotta look at that,
dude. It's so, shit like that. Like you gotta really check all.
You gotta look, yeah. Or your sister the other day, remember?
But that was dumb.
That was 2 days ago.
That was dumb though. That was the whole.
But she still didn't know.
Yeah,
she still didn't know. Like
that's just attention to detail.
You have to spend attention to detail when it comes to your finances. Like that's money in your pocket.
True.
Another one that I don't really do a lot, and this is something I learned from Graham Stephan from his YouTube page, is that he never buys coffee. Just one of those things, he just refuses to buy daily coffee. He'll buy like coffee you make here at home.
Yeah.
But he will not go and buy coffee from a coffee shop ever.
Why?
Never, because he just refuses to spend money on coffee, because it adds up over time. Like $4 here and there, $4 here and there, $4 here and there. Like he refuses to do. He's like he's like a self-made millionaire. He's like became a millionaire at like 24, 25 years of age. Anyways, he taught himself like his finances and read lots of books on finance. But one of the things he says is like, I will just refuse to spend money on coffee. It's so outrageously overpriced, and you can literally make a coffee at home for like 20 cents a cup. Like if you were to really dial in and see how much coffee is like at home to make, like just a regular Pete's coffee over at like Target or something, if you buy a package and make coffee at home, he on average he did the calculation, makes about 20 cents per cup of coffee, as opposed to like a $4 or $5 Starbucks, where people won't just want to like get like those frappuccinos or whatever they're called.
That's wild.
They're expensive, dude, and it adds up.
Yeah,
it adds up, and I take one of those things into account. Like I refuse to spend money on coffee.
That would make more sense. I honestly haven't bought a coffee.
It's just like little things like here and there that just can help you keep some money in your pocket. Like
it just consume, and that's the kind of like what we were talking about. Like
that's unconsciously consuming.
Yeah.
If you're going out and buying a coffee every single day, it's gonna add up. That's if you do the calculate $4 a day, whatever, however much, small cup of coffee. That's $120 worth of coffee a month, because it's 30 days a month. We'll say 120 times 12. It's a lot, man. It's almost
over $1,000,
$1,400, somewhere around there.
You can just buy a bag, make it
at home. Just wake up a little bit earlier, or do the coffee cup beforehand, the night before, and set a timer. Yeah. And make coffee, put it in a cup, a normal cup, take it to work.
Most people that work at an office space has free coffee.
Sure.
But it's not premium, maybe.
No. And that's why people go out and buy coffee.
Like, it's not as good. Like,
what I tell you, like I go when I was at the office, I would just drink the coffee there. I wouldn't buy premium coffee. I stopped after a while. There's a point where I was buying like some here and there, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it anymore. But people don't want to drink the coffee at the office, bro. They buy Starbucks.
Yeah, because it's cool.
Or Dunkin'.
I gotta get my Starbucks in the morning.
Oh yeah. Or it's like a thing too on social media, like oh, sorry I was late. It's like me at the Starbucks coffee line getting my coffee. You know, have you seen those memes?
Yes.
It's like the girl or guy getting like the I don't even know what they're called, the iced coffees. They're expensive, man.
I'm not a huge guy at Starbucks, bro. I've just never been like that big.
But I mean, it's good coffee. I'm not saying it's bad coffee.
Great
It's good
That's
coffee.
the coffee I make here.
Yeah.
But I've never been like huge. But
and that package, what, like $10?
$7.
$7. And how much of it do you have?
I've had it like I probably had a cup every other day. Yeah, it's been lasting me for a while.
It's been like 3 weeks and it's not even like barely like
halfway done.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, just make coffee at home and it tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. So that's I guess like that's where it really comes down to. That's conscious consuming at its core. You're consciously aware of what you're purchasing, what you're buying. Consumerism at its core, like really, it's like, and it just goes to show like those things will never really make you happy.
No,
there's always
gonna be something more.
There's always
it's human
something
nature
more.
to always look for what's next.
There's always something more, and there's always like a secondhand thing to it. It's not just the money you're spending, but it's also the time you spend with trying to upkeep that item, or the hours you spend at work trying to pay for that item, like worrying that this item doesn't break, trying to get the next new item. There's always more. There's always secondhand things going on with this. And for you and I, like we've learned over time that our consumerism has come down to things that are going to help us save a little bit more money in the long run, because we're, using things for a business, or we're buying a mic for a podcast, or taking pictures that are, going to lead to more professionalism.
I think that's something that's a little not skewed. We're not saying to not go out and buy nice things. No. Well, and here's the thing: it's like if you're gonna go out and buy something, it's like
make sure it's something you really, really,
something you really want, and it's like, don't skimp. If you're gonna buy something that you need, that you really, really need. Mm-hmm. Buy something nice. Like, I'm not saying not to do that.
I also think like if you buy something like my bag for my camera, or that North Face backpack I bought, like I know that's gonna last me
quality, man. Quality.
For over 10 years, and I use it every single day. Yeah. You never see me without that bag ever. Yeah, no. I always have it. So that's something that I invested in. Yeah, it was a little bit more pricey. It was like $100 or however much, and I know that I won't continuously be buying backpacks over and over because they keep tearing because it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. But that's something I'm using every single day.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So it's when we say like we're kind of practicing essentialism and stuff. It's like when we need, like, I'm not going and buying a whole bunch, but when I'm going to buy something, I make sure it's quality. It's a quality item. Yeah, and I think that's not to be confused either.
I also think like a good idea, like this is something I started doing myself as well, along with the coffee thing, is like I always give myself, like, if there's something I see, or like a flash sale, or I don't even know, like there's something I see on like a email, or because I buy like a lot of UT stuff, like UT gear, like that I just really want, like Nike UT gear that looks like super expensive. I give myself like 48 hours, so I'll look at it and I'll be like, I'm not gonna impulse buy.
I found I did that, and a lot of times I don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll wait. I tell myself, I'll look at it. I'll be like, I'm gonna give myself 48 hours. That's 48 to 72 hours.
You told me with the strap.
Yep. And I was like, give yourself 48 to 72 hours. See how you feel then. If you don't feel like you need it, you won't buy it. Mm-hmm. But don't impulse buy. Because if you impulse buy, it's like that one slip of dopamine. Yeah. And like you get really excited, you get joyful, and then you get it, and it's like, oh, okay, well, now I have it. Yeah. I forgot I even ordered this shit.
I think that's the last, like, honestly, like, I'd use that rule, because you were the one that was telling me, like, don't buy the whoop in unless you're like, just give it 2 days.
Just sit on it.
And I gave it 2 days, and I was like, this thing's really going to help me track my VO2 max, this, that, and it had a bunch of benefits. So
I bought things that I have waited 48 hours for, and then I've bought things, or I haven't bought things. So it's worked on both occasions. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot, like, whatever, I'm going to buy it. Mm-hmm. Or on the flip side, there's a T-shirt I see and I really want. I'm like, or Nike gear or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, 48 hours. Like, oh, okay, I got it.
Forget about it.
I already have some quarter. I already have quarter zips.
You forgot about it. Or
you forgot about it.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
you forget about it. You just completely forget about it.
I completely forget about it, and I don't even remember that I need it.
Yeah.
But if I do remember, I'm like, holy shit, I really want this. Like,
yeah.
Of course I'll buy it, but you know.
So it's just spending smart, man.
It's just spending smart. That's all it is. It's just like, just really invest in things that are going to help you in the long run. Invest in things that might help you obtain a little bit more money in the long run. Put more money in your pocket, and not consuming so much, because in the long run it's not going to make you happy. Yeah. And that's the core of this conversation. That is.
And don't buy dumb shit.
Yeah, just don't buy dumb shit, because it doesn't make you happy.
Or use sneakers.
Because we've bought dumb shit before, and sitting here right now,
a lot of dumb shit.
It hasn't changed anything. We're still in the same spot.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in terms of like, you know, not feeling super duper happy. Like, you know, it didn't make me any more happier than the next person that doesn't have the same stuff.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much the core root of this conversation.
Save money. Only really use what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy dumb shit.
Think about minimalism. Think about decluttering a little bit. Like, I know that's something I'm going to end up doing probably this week and start decluttering a little bit of stuff.
That's what I've done. It's kind of a little bit cleaner in here.
Yeah, it'll start looking cleaner in your home too.
Yeah, should do that.
Yeah, I will.
Especially because you only wear the same fucking...
I do. You only see me wear the same stuff. The same Coors Light T-shirt. The one with the rocket
shirt,
on
the
it.
Player shirt.
Players.
The player.
Oh,
you haven't worn that one in a while.
No, I don't wear that one. No, that was so ratty and old, man.
Yeah, that one's good.
I still have it though. But I do wear the same stuff. So stuff that I don't need, sometimes I make new cutoffs for shirts that I don't wear.
That's true.
So like cut off workout T-shirts.
Which then again, it gets to be used again. It's like a
you have a new purpose for it.
Yeah.
Make a quilt out of old T-shirts that you have or something. I don't know. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Tuesdays and Thursdays, new videos out. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us a like, follow, and subscribe on our YouTube page. Instagram page is The Common Ground Podcast. Oh, and TikTok.
TikTok.
We have TikTok.
We have TikTok now.
So we got a couple of short clips on there of some of our episodes. And hopefully we can start adding some subtitles to those soon. So
yeah, we'll get that going. I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
We're learning as we go. Thanks, guys.
All right.